Hi, this is Jesse from Revit, and as promised today, I'm super excited because I'm going to do a R1 and a Humane Ai Pin comparison, and this is actually a request from our Discord. Um, I haven't got mine yet. I ordered my Ai Pin on day one, and mine haven't got shipped yet. So this is actually from my colleague, and he's generous enough to bring it to the office today, and let me play with it and test with it. I already got a lot of thoughts, but I think this particular video here is just I'm trying to do this kind of like a homebrew kind of video. All my demos are like basically me holding my phone pointing to R1. I do that all the time. No editing, no nothing. So this is just like a really entry level comparison. I wouldn't even call it a review because I understand that it's early and a lot of things needs to be fixed through the OTA. So I just want to do like a benchmark test. Like I understand that there's certain amount of things that AI Pin can do, while R1 cannot, and there's a lot of more things that R1 can do on day one, while AI Pin cannot at the moment. So for instance, like R1 wouldn't take a photo or take a 15-second video, but I know AI Pin can. On the perspective of R1, there's a whole set of LAM. We support Spotify, Uber, DoorDash, Midjourney on day one, and all the other small features. I'm not gonna go through that. So what we're gonna do here is that I have my R1 and I have the AI Pin that I'm gonna just do a whole bunch of basic query tests, right? So mainly focus on accuracy, speed, some of the basic features. I'm also gonna share some of my first impression with the AI Pin. First of all, to use the AI Pin, this is where no one's telling me like to click exactly where, and this is just my first try. I chose to mount right here. Another reason is I'm left-handed, right? So to have the laser on my left hand really makes more sense. To get to the laser and to get to the R1, to get to the AI Pin, you have to like tap it and then find the laser. And this needs to be practiced, right? So like right now it's here, and you need to kind of like unlock the device. And again, I'm borrowing my colleagues, so I know this is a temporary password. So 6 5 4 4 3. Okay, so you can see it's unlocked. So let's get rid of that. You do that, you just go back to the main menu, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's the main menu. I have to say that it's readable and not super crisp, but I did take this to the outside under the sun. Here in California, it just washed out. You do need a little bit of practice to find, there you go, where the laser is. And yeah, it will introduce a little bit of fatigue, like if you're just trying to read a lot of text on here, because it also will project the text of the answer, the response. But I kind of like feel it's a bit annoying I have to like unlock my pane to do the carousel password every single time, and I feel like at least the selection of the carousel is a bit too sensitive. So as you can tell from what I'm just trying to unlock the 4-digit. But let's just start by some basic search and basic query. I'm not gonna worry about the laser for now. On the device itself, I guess you do feel the temperature, you do feel the heat here. It's definitely not burning. It's not burning, but I have to say, like if you touch on the edge, it is quite hot. It is not warm, it's hot. And I'll see if I can feel the temperature like really become unbearable during this whatever minute shooting period. But the weight, I think the weight is decent. Especially if you take out the battery booster, the unit itself is super light, which that's super good. But once you have the battery, you certainly feel something's here. I'm wearing a basic heavyweight shirt. One thing I do realize, if you're standing up, no problem. But if you kind of like trying to bend down like this, that become quite noticeable and quite weird because it drag your shirt right down here and down there. And if you have another coat, you have to take it out and put it back again. And I'd assume, I haven't tested out yet, I'd assume you have to like go to the unlock again. So yeah, so let's get some basic test. Okay, so I have my R1 here. Obviously, we're gonna start with the simple stuff, right? So let's ask, I mean, every smart device is the simple stuff is weather. So before we go that, I wanna make sure that both device is disconnected from the Wi-Fi. So on R1, this is an early test unit, so I have to shake like really, really heavy to get to the menu. And so yeah, you can see here, got a whole bunch of settings. Wi-Fi is turned off. Let's just make sure this guy is turned off on the Wi-Fi too. Turn off the Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi disabled.
Yeah, I feel it's neat that you can just do that to trigger the settings. Maybe we'll implement that on R1 as well. So both devices now are disconnected with Wi-Fi. We're in the my little office here, and it's I'll say it's decent 4G signal. Definitely not the greatest, but we'll start with the simple stuff. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press and hold both devices at the same time and release exactly at the same time, because both devices kind of like push to talk. There's no wake up words. So let's give it a try. What's the weather here?
Let me look that up.
Finding current
Today, April 15th, 2024.
The current weather near
in Santa Monica,
1710
California.
Wall Street,
It's mostly
Santa
sunny
Monica,
with a high of 61
California
degrees
is sunny
Fahrenheit
with a temperature
and a
of
low of
62
degrees
Fahrenheit, 16.4 degrees Celsius.
So
there is a low chance of precipitation and the UV index is low.
okay, so on that simple test, both R1 and Humane be able to search the correct answer. There might be Simon, what do you think? Might be 1.5 seconds faster or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
But it's not like super slow, super fast. You know, both devices. Let's try something more advanced. So I want to slowly ramp up to test the capabilities of both devices, right? So let's ask stock price. What's the current stock price of Apple?
Searching now. The current stock price of
Checking
Apple
Apple stock
is
price.
$172.69.
The current stock price of
As of
Apple
4 p.m.
Nasdaq
EDT on
AAPL
April
is
15th,
$172.69.
This
The
could be a
market is
little
currently closed,
annoying for both
and the
devices to
price
make
has
sound, but
decreased by 2.19%
again, this is unedited.
during
You know,
after-hours
just want to
trading.
show you guys the very honest opinion about how
That was
this
about
is.
2 seconds faster.
That's about 2 seconds. So think about a crazy question that you want to learn about cosmos or astronomy. Simon, I'll give you a chance.
Yeah. Okay, I got one.
All right. So when I say 1, 2, 3, you speak. Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
What is the main gas of the planet Saturn?
The main gas of the planet Saturn is hydrogen.
Finding Saturn gas. The main gas of the planet Saturn is hydrogen, making up 94% of its
There you go.
composition.
That's like what?
4, 5
4, 5
seconds?
seconds?
Small amounts of methane
Okay.
and ammonia.
Again, none of these queries are staged, right? And later in the day, I will be able to happily to take, you know, I did this all the time. I would just go to Discord and I ask, hey, drop us 10 questions, we'll do a comparison, right? So
Shout out to Discord.
none of these are staged. Something more advanced.
I would like to ask it a music question.
Okay.
Okay, let me think of something really, really detailed.
Yep.
Okay. All right, I got one.
1, 2, 3.
Who was the primary sound engineer on the Prince album Sign of the Times?
Sounds like someone you know.
I'm sorry, I couldn't understand your
Finding
question.
sound
Could you
engineer.
please rephrase it?
The primary sound
I think I
engineer
covered the
on Prince
microphone.
album,
Oh,
Sign
yeah.
of the Times was Susan Rogers.
Yeah. Let's do one more time.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Who was the primary sound engineer on the Prince album Sign of the Times?
Let me look that up. Susan Rogers was the primary sound
Yeah.
engineer
Finding
for
sound
Prince's album,
engineer.
Sign
The
of the
primary
Times?
sound engineer on the Prince album, Sign of the Times, was Susan Rogers.
So one thing I think I need to mention, I'm lefty, I grab device like that. Sometimes when I use right hand, I grab like kind of like a weird, and there's two holes, that's the 5-foot microphone of the R1, you don't want to cover that. If you don't cover that, then you got the question right, and like what, 5 seconds faster,
Yep.
something like that, yeah. Let's ask some follow-up questions.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have a follow-up question?
I've got a
That-
follow-up
yeah,
question.
Okay, all right, 1, 2, 3.
What was the second single released from that album?
Let me look that up. The second single from an
Finding
album
Prince
is
single.
typically released to
The
promote the
second
album.
single
It
released
is
from the
often
Prince
one of the
album,
more popular
Sign of the
promoted
Times,
songs.
was If I Was
It
Your
is chosen
Girlfriend.
based on various strategies,
On that, we need
such
to
as
improve,
being up-tempo
okay?
and representative of the album's sound,
Humane Ai Pin gets
or
that,
conveying a
we don't,
specific message.
and I'm
In some
100%
cases,
sure that this
even
is
out
a
before
little
the lead single,
memory tricks
the
on our
specific second single from an
current
album is
developer
not provided in the search
environment, so
results.
we'll fix that. Let's give it another question.
New question?
Yeah, just this is the last question we're going to test about the search.
Okay.
And then later we can take a whole bunch of community questions.
Okay.
Put on test.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. I got one.
Yeah. Go ahead. 1, 2, 3.
What is the most popular sport in Finland?
The most popular sport in Finland is ice hockey.
Is it correct?
Ice hockey
I don't know.
is a strong
I don't
following
know.
in Finland,
I don't know
with the
either.
country producing many talented players who have
Uh,
excelled in international competitions.
AI Pin.
Okay.
Additionally,
I think
other
this is
popular sports in
being
Finland-
concise with the experience this morning, which both of you guys are here, right? Alex, you're here.
Yep.
So sometimes it registers the question, sometimes it doesn't. Another weird thing that I realized about my experience is that when you press it, it doesn't make the sound. When you release it, it makes the sound. It doesn't make sense. I would like to hear a sound when you press it.
So you know that it's doing it.
You know it start recording instead of playing a beep at the end of the thing.
Agreed.
With R1 though, when you press the PTT button, I mean for the current version we don't have a sound, but the rabbit hair
The ears.
starts listening, and that's kind of like our visual cue here. So on that, it stopped responding.
It didn't.
I don't know, but I hear the beep, right? You hear the beep.
Yeah, it beeped.
Yeah,
Definitely
it beeps. Yeah. So that guys, I don't really know what's going on. But it happens multiple times this morning. Let's move to music.
Yep.
Okay. So one cool feature I want to show you guys is that even though we both play same music, AI Pin is from Tidal, right? Which only supports Tidal right now through their API. You have to go there and register Tidal, connect to your Tidal. I use Tidal not quite a lot, but
I don't use it.
but I do have the subscription and everything. So my experience to connect the Tidal was like just go there, link the account, log in, and that's it. But if you're a new user, you don't use Tidal, you have to register and you have to like pay the subscription.
Yep.
So that's another portion of the subscription, right? So I think now they offer some sort of a 3 months free or something like that. But Tidal is it's not cheap.
No.
It's probably the most expensive subscription here. I mean, if you're just gonna play through this little speaker,
Yeah, you don't need
you
that
don't need
HQ sound.
yeah, exactly. You don't need that. Okay, but however, here with R1, we currently support Spotify on day one. We're gonna work on all the other popular platforms. That's the magic of LAMP. We can support a lot of other different services. Another thing that's quite unique is that because we're using large action model to trigger the interface itself, I can then reroute my sound to either my speaker, car system, hi-fi system, whatsoever. I'm gonna do a quick test here. So,
Nice.
Play harder, better, faster, stronger.
Playing the music for you.
There you go. There you go. That's pretty straightforward for the speed, right? And then I can double tap to pause this. I can tap to pause that. I'm gonna show you something really cool. Here's my computer, right? So I don't have any music player loaded up or logged in, but I can go to my Spotify. If I go to my Spotify, you see here, here's the little icon on Spotify. It works on all the platforms. So I can literally just go here and choose play through this computer. Now, when I unpause my R1 large action model on the cloud, it's operating directly with Spotify's web interface. So watch that button right there. So if I change another song or if I change another track, let's do this. I just play twice. So I play around the world. And you go here. You just play through this. And then everything is synced. Now, with that, on its side, you can essentially make your R1 as a kind of like a unique voice controller. So we can change another sound. Play Pocket Calculator. You guys know that's my favorite.
Got it. Playing now.
There you go. It's playing through a computer. And when I press the push to talk button, the large action model actually goes to Spotify interface to help me pause the track and listens through my R1. Let's try one more time. What songs you're on the list?
Play Hacker by Anthony Rother.
Okay, you do that.
Okay. Play Hacker by Anthony Rother.
Let me get the music playing for you.
Is that a red track?
Yeah. That's sick.
Super quick. Okay, guys. So let's stop right here. I think on music, if you just listen on the device itself, I think R1 is simply just faster and cost less because Spotify. And in the future, you have more platform to choose. But if you want to have your music pushed to anywhere else, I mean, R1 can do it. This guy right now cannot. I mean, it can connect to your Bluetooth, right? But again, that's it. You have to manually disconnect, reconnect, disconnect, reconnect, kind of like everything. And I feel a little bit frustrated to kind of like go to this laser, and because it's on your palm, that's neat. I don't need to carry it, but there's not much of settings I can do here, right? Mm-hmm. So like, how can I do the Wi-Fi? How can I do the Bluetooth connection, reconnect, and disconnect, and all that? I just don't feel very comfortable of doing this. You know, I don't know why it's just so weird. I'm not saying the laser is not cool; it's definitely cool, but it just missed something. Like something is missing. Another interesting clips that I'm gonna share to you is that the Wi-Fi connection of the Humane Ai Pin. It's actually quite funny. You have to go to the dot center and you have to manually input your SSID name and password. Good luck with remembering your actual Wi-Fi name. If you're not in your house, in your office, like somewhere new, or it gives you an option that you speak your Wi-Fi name out loud.
Yeah,
so you will see a clip, very very funny clip, where the owner of this AI Pin actually spells out the entire password loudly here in the office. Let's move on to other stuff. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I can show you on R1, but we are comparing right now. We're comparing the same capabilities both devices both has, right? So, sorry, we don't have a timer or a clock. I watch all the reviews of the AI Pin. We're gonna work on that. You will get an alarm on the clock on R1. Let's try some vision features, right? Because actually, I love how I can use this as a real life Pokédex and just point to whatever I want to ask, I want to know about, and it will just give me an answer. And if you guys are on Discord, I think 2 days ago, 1 day ago, in the early AM, like 4 AM, yeah. I asked community members, just be like, hey, send me 10 random pictures, and with your questions, I'm gonna do the R1 Vision per your request. And I think everyone's quite happy with it. This guy right here, first of all, I want to share some of the experience that I had from this morning. I got 1 out of 5 times that when I say, hey, look at this, tell me what that is. I got 1 out of 5 times it actually works, right?
Yep.
The remaining 4 times, it just very weird. It says, sorry, I do not have vision identification capabilities or something like that. And I know there's a switch on the Humane.center that you have to turn on for the vision. It says it's beta. And I assume, based on what I read here, they're using the Gemini vision model. The model is decent, actually. I make sure that I turn it on. And you guys saw I turn it on, right?
Yep.
And it works, and then it doesn't work, and it works and it doesn't work. And there's another time, actually multiple times this morning, this just starts playing music by itself, right? No one's touching it.
Yeah.
No one's touching it. It just starts playing music. It's super weird. And let's try the vision, because with R1, this is how we design it. With R1, it's really simple. You just double click any interface. You just double click. You get a camera. And you have a viewfinder. I mean, if it's a camera, it needs a viewfinder. That's my opinion, right? Because if you don't have a viewfinder, you don't really know like where you're pointing at, and that can get you easily frustrated. And if you flip the camera using an analog screw wheel, hey Alex,
Yo.
hey Simon, it flips the camera, flip back, so it can look both ways. This guy, however, I'm having difficulty first time, like trying to understand the field of view of this particular camera. And then I asked the owner of this guy, I said, hey, Michael, like, how do I know if it's really pointing to something? And he said, oh, you can take a photo and have that photo projected on your palm, and you can kind of like guess where it's pointing at. But he then said, it's a really, really wide angle lens, right? So if you double tap, it take a photo, and okay, let me find the laser. It says waiting for the upload. Well, here's another issue. It just won't upload the photo.
I don't know if it's stuck or if it's.
I don't know, but you get the concept. I'm not trying to take a picture here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get a sense of the field of view.
Yep.
And even though you know it's a super wide angle, because you're moving, you're in different rooms, you're in different places, and there's no way for human mind to kind of like have an understanding of ballpark. This is a square that the camera is going to be recording, right? So when I was trying to point a lot of stuff here, I mean, I would admit I didn't have the tightest desk in my team. But when I'm trying to point a lot of stuff here, with R1, how it works is that anytime you double tap, you got a viewfinder. If I want to point right to this Game Boy, I can just do this, right? I can do this. I know it takes the majority of the viewfinder. I know it's pointing to that particular item. But with AI Pin, how I'm gonna do that, right? So
it's gonna see everything, not
just the thing you want to see everything. And I have to say, hey, look in front of you and tell me. I have to give a description of this item, right?
Yeah.
Instead of R1, I can just do like, what's this, right? And tell me something about this. So I think that added layer for a user, that because of the lack of the viewfinder, the added burden for user every single time you're trying to use vision, that you don't know where you're pointing at, you know this is super wide angle, you have to give extra layer of description of the pinpoint item you want to identify. That's just really, really crazy. I think it works well if you just hold I don't have a dragon fruit, sorry. If you just hold a dragon fruit or an item on your palm and just say, what's this? And then it recognizes this little area because it's so close. But if you just do that, say if I want to identify again that Game Boy, by intuition, this is how I do this morning. I was trying to do this because I don't know where the viewfinder is. Okay, enough talk. Let's get into it. So let's do some quick tests. First of all, I still want to test the viewfinder on this, right? So on R1, you can tell I'm pointing to this, but on AI Pin, I don't know. So I assume this picks up because the camera tilts down a little bit, right? So obviously I don't want to do this, but What's in front of you?
Let me see. In front of me, I see a green
Your
Game Boy
AI
camera
Pin has
device.
captured a
It has a
photograph
small
of the area in
screen
front
with
of
several
it.
buttons,
It will analyze the
indicating
image
it is
to
a
provide a
handheld gaming
description.
device designed to take pictures.
Wait, what? Do you hear what it says?
It said it couldn't do it.
No. It
So-
says your AI Pin is designed to record a footage and analyze what's in it without answering the question.
It just told you what the feature
It
is.
reads the menu,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
one of the few times that, like this morning I mentioned, like I can get 1 out of 5 times working. But it knows it's analyzing a photo, but it refused to tell me what that is. Let's try one more time. But have you got the response from the R1?
Perfect.
It's 10 out of 10, right? So let me try this. Another thing, guys, you have to make sure you practice how to tap on the AI Pin without touching your nipples. That's a real challenge, I can tell you that. Because think about this. I'm lefty, right? I wear like this. No one told me where to put. Like, this is just human nature. I put it here. My nipple is right here. And dude, I tap like that, right? Touching my nipple. I tap like this, touching my nipple. No one ever thought about this. I'm telling you, this is super important. You have to practice a hand gesture like that. Oh, like that. Or like that. Not to touching your nipples, guys. Okay. Look in front of you and can you tell me what that is? It has a little beep.
In front of you,
Oh.
there is a wall mural of black and white cartoon portraits. A man is standing to the left of the mural, wearing a black t-shirt, camouflage pants, and a silver necklace. He has his left
Silver
hand
necklace?
resting on the wall.
Oh,
and
that's
his
you.
right hand hanging by
That's
his
me.
side.
But you weren't pointing at.
I went here, right?
No, like you were pointing at the table.
Yeah,
for like
so
3 or 4 seconds, and then you stood up. Like after we thought that it.
Oh,
should
I
have-
see. That's
Yeah,
how
yeah,
slow
yeah.
it is,
That's-
right?
That's yeah.
Okay, but that was like a good 10 seconds or so, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let's try one more
Go
time.
stay in position.
Just to be fair. Again, without touching your nipples. I think I should just be able to do that.
Yeah, you
That's
should.
just retarded. Look in front of you and can you tell me what that thing is? And also, Simon, you're not a thing.
Yeah.
You're a human.
True. A humane.
Your AI Pin is unable to provide a real-time visual description of the area in front of it.
You see?
However, it can help with any other questions or tasks you have.
It just said it can't do
It
it.
refused to do that. And Alex, I'm gonna come closer so that you can pick up the camera. Sorry, the audio. Let's do it. No, you can't. You can do it. Try one more time. You can do it. Trust me. You have that capability. Man. Yeah, this is where it gets really frustrating. And again, I want to mention, because the lack of a screen, I don't know if my voice failed to register. I don't know if the internet is broken. I don't know if it just simply takes too long. And I don't know, I have no clue. That's the point. I have no clue because, again, on here, on the laser, it still shows my last message. You see here? Give a clean shot.
Oh,
It
yeah,
says,
so you
it
can-
says your AI Pin is unable to provide a real time. That's the last time. That's the last time's query. So what happens to this one? Let's try one more time. No, you can do it. You have that capability. I turn it on the Vision beta. So do it.
quite sure what you're asking for.
Okay.
Can you please provide more details or clarify your request?
I'm gonna give it a last try. Look in front of you and tell me what's the green object. I have to describe it and see if it works. Again, without a viewfinder. That's the biggest issue.
Your AI pin has captured a photograph of the area in front of it. It will analyze the image to provide a description.
Yeah?
Will it?
When?
When?
That's not answering the question. That's just giving you the it's like reading the back script of what's going on in the cloud, right?
And it didn't.
Yeah, see?
It didn't do it.
I didn't, yeah, guys, I'm not lying to you. 1 out of 5 times it will work, right? And when it works, it's much slower than Rabbit R1. And because of the viewfinder, that's the biggest problem. Like, I don't know what's a comfortable way to like point to small stuff like that, right? So I'll give you another example. So let's just go to Discord. So here's the Discord, right? There's a whole bunch of message here. Where's my R1? It's right here. All right. So what we can do here, Alex, you wanna stand to this side. I'm gonna do this one more at the same time, right? So read the screen and tell me what people are talking about here.
Let me see. Based on the conversation in the image, the main topics being discussed are 1.
It's summarizing
The
it.
possibility of having Dutch as the default language for the One Real device.
It's
2.
R1 device.
The
We're gonna
creation
fix
of
that.
a German channel on the platform. 3. The plans for introducing more default language options in the near future. 4. The need for a moderator for any potential language-specific channels. 5. Requests and concerns about posting English content and having English moderation. 6. Plans to open an official language channel once the necessary moderators are in place.
So at a blink of a
7.
second, read the
Adding
entire
custom
screen,
prompts that can be used to interact
and I
with
give
the
you a
One Real
summary.
device. 8.
Um,
Creating a channel for posting rabbit content. The conversation covers
Yeah,
various
it still goes on
aspects
and on.
related to the One Real
Let's verify here. Point to the screen. See if that's exactly what the R1 just summarized. And we're gonna fix that issue. It refused to call itself R1. We're gonna fix that. It says One Real device. That's funny.
The last thing it said was channel to post rabbit content, and you see
Yeah, it
it's
got the
right
whole
at the
screen.
bottom.
Yeah, I got a whole screen. People are talking. Okay, okay. Let's back to the AI Pin. Guys, I honestly don't know what happened because again, on that case, you hear the beep, right?
It beeped. Definitely.
You hear the beep. I was doing exact same angle as the Rabbit R1, pointing to the exact same screen and under the exact same internet conditions. It beeps, but
Nothing happens.
you never seen a word, right?
Nothing.
It's not even saying sorry. It just okay. Let's try one more time, just with the AI Pin.
Let's maybe make sure that's not in the way.
Well, that's unfair to R1, right?
Yeah, just give it best shot.
Read the screen and tell me what people are talking about here.
Sorry, unable to answer.
Excuse me. It just says sorry, unable to answer. Let's try one more time. I think you have to say look at the
Look
screen.
at the screen.
Look at the screen and tell me what people are talking about here.
Your AI pin has captured the photo.
Okay.
It will analyze the scene and
Okay.
provide the information you requested.
Yeah, analyze it.
It said it will analyze it, but then it doesn't analyze it.
You know what this makes me feel like? This device, if it's a human, right? It's like the worst employee you want to hire.
Fired.
You know, your boss reach out to be like, hey, get this done by 4 p.m. And this employee says, I will get this done by 4 p.m. And then by 4 p.m., it's dude, how? I don't understand. Okay, let's try something more creative. I have a little URAC analog synthesizer here, right? So look in front of you and tell me what this thing is. I said look for AI Pin.
Let me see.
not for R1. R1 doesn't.
I see a music synthesizer setup with various electronic components, cables, and controllers. The main components appear to be a modular synthesizer with multiple
In front
knobs,
of you is a
sliders,
silver
and
MacBook
touch
Pro
cables,
laptop.
as well as a
What?
MIDI keyboard controller.
Silver MacBook Pro
This
laptop.
setup seems to be used for sound synthesis and electronic music production.
See, you even recognize this modular synthesizer. That's super nice. AI Pin responded.
It said silver laptop.
It says a silver laptop.
But you were facing it the whole time.
I was doing this,
Yeah.
and it picks up here. All right. I bet, Alex, if I point to that, it's gonna basically say, not saying a silver laptop. It probably will say a Mac. I don't know. We'll give it a test. What is this thing in front of you?
Let me see. There is a laptop computer in front of me. It appears to be a MacBook or similar
Yes.
slim laptop with a black cover and a keyboard visible.
It's not a silver laptop, it's a MacBook. Okay, guys. Look. I'm purely experiencing this from a user perspective. Not from the founder and CEO of Rabbit. And the thing that frustrates me most is that I think if you run into the error, that's fine. There's bugs, there's software bugs from both of us. But you want to make sure that as a user, I understand what's going on, right? I think that's very important. The vision here alone, it's just so weird. I mean, I don't know when it's gonna work. I don't know when it's not gonna work. And sometimes it just refuses to say anything, and sometimes it just reads the menu. And this, I can tell you, breaks the trust immediately on this device. Like if you just experience what I just did, and the most weird thing that I cannot wrap my hand around is that I'm using exactly the same query every single time, right? Why sometimes it works? Why sometimes it doesn't? It doesn't make sense. Okay, so that's on the vision stuff, and I can tell you guys now, it does. I feel it. You know, like after a couple of the tests, it's burning. I can tell you, it is not comfortable where it touch my skin directly. I guess if you're wearing another coat, then that's not an issue, but you definitely feel the heat, you know. And you can even hear, like, I'm getting sweaty here, like right here. You hear the sound?
Yeah.
Because it's just the temperature and everything.
Yeah, it's
And now if I take it, because it's gonna basically touch your skin if you're just standing like this. If I put it a little bit, and all of a sudden I feel, oh shit, I'm getting burned. But if you touch here, you know, your body kind of like adapts to it. But I noticed that because I moved this, and as soon as I move this, I'm like, oh, okay, this is definitely an issue. I can tell you guys, yeah. Let's try something else. Voice memo. I know it both works from AI Pin and R1, so let's do this. Create a voice memo. Reminds me that I have to jump to another meeting in about 20 minutes, talk about the upcoming TWA party.
Saving your voice memo.
It's done.
Got it.
On R1 it's done.
Creating voice memo.
I've saved the TWA party details in a voice memo for your upcoming meeting
A
reminder.
voice memo has been created
Okay.
to remind you about the upcoming TWA party meeting.
So from this step, you have to go either humane.center or for here, rabbit hole, or you can just ask R1, hey, what did I just remind you? And you can download the entire memo. It's formatted. I think on this task is fair. We're just a bit faster. That's about it. Honestly speaking, you know, I don't know if there's anything else I want to show you guys, because that's basically all Humane Ai Pin can do right now. It can make phone calls, it can do text, it cannot do email, it can do phone calls, it can do text, but this is my body's device. I certainly don't want to send random text or call anybody on behalf of him. But I do know that you're not getting the same number, you're getting a different number for this. So if effectively I have to, what he told me, he has to tell everyone that, hey, save another number, this is a Humane Ai Pin number, which is quite frustrating. And this morning I think he tried to make a phone call, and the AI Pin just say, hey, calling which, because there's so many Davids, and basically reads every single David's name with every single different last name. Yeah. And then to the point he just like, oh, forget about it. So I think ballpark on what both devices can do, that's about it. And obviously R1 is faster, obviously R1 is more reliable, and basically I think the price, obviously the price tag, you have this $700 plus subscription plus title subscription, and you have R1 $199 no subscription with more app to choose from, and obviously with the more lamb stuff that I can show you a quick example. So let's try to generate something. Let's use Midjourney, because Midjourney is a rabbit that I trained through teach mode on stage. You have something to say? Just say, hey, generate an image of whatever prompts you like.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll do it. So, generate an image of a futuristic synthesizer, Japanese anime style. So,
I'm working on it.
let's go here. This HDR device let's go here. So, see? Right here. The Midjourney bots. I have to go to my, I don't need this open, I just want to show you. So, where's the Midjourney? Yeah. See here? It just generates through Midjourney, and this is how slow the Midjourney takes. And once that image is being generated, it will show up on R1. And this is one of the capabilities of LAM. There you go. Take a look here. That's the 4 images that you generated through Midjourney, through LAM. Again, Samuel, I'm gonna give you a try.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Generate an image on Midjourney of a cat playing golf.
I'm working on it.
Again, every demo we test today is on 4G LTE. It shows up. Again, this is how slow Midjourney takes. It's in queues. So if Midjourney has a faster response time, the overall speed will get faster. But you see that exact query shows up. Because Midjourney doesn't even have an app, right? It just has this Discord bot. Yeah. So once you log in through Rabbit Hole, it works like that. I know AI Pin cannot do it, but I'm curious about the response. Generate an image of a futuristic synthesizer, Japanese anime style. It shows up. You can use the analog scroll wheel to check the photos.
Finding futuristic synthesizer.
What?
Your AI Pin found images related to futuristic synthesizer.
He's showing the text that it just said.
Wait, I don't want to share. Tell me, what? Wait. Tell me more. What does this mean? Finding futuristic synthesizer.
I don't understand what it's doing.
Well, it just
It's telling you what a futuristic synthesizer is.
yeah. Yeah. Which is understandable, and they don't have this capability, so at least for now. But hey guys, Jesse here, per community request, unedited footage of a side-by-side comparison benchmark on all the stuff that both AI Pin and Rabbit R1 can do. Hope you guys enjoy it, and remember there's much more stuff that R1 can do. And yeah, see you guys at the TWA pickup party. Thanks.